Well, hello there, and thank you so much for joining us today, right here on Transforming Families. My name is Faith Kaulu, and thank you so much for tuning in. With me today on today's episode is Professor Catherine Gashutha, who is a counseling psychologist, as well as the director of Kenya Institute of Business and Counseling Studies. Thank you so much, Prof, for being here today.
Thank you so much, Faith. And like we always say, that family is work, marriage is work, and it's worthy
work at the end of the day. So we're not promising anyone that it will be easy, because you have to put in the work every single day.
Oh, yes.
But by the end of the day, it's worth it, right?
It is. We see
worth it.
Results. Yeah, and we are happy.
We are happy about that.
Yeah.
Dear viewer, today we are an all-female panel because we are discussing matters to do with women. But that doesn't mean that if you're watching us and you are a man or a guy that you change the station. Keep it right here, because I know there's something for you to learn as well. And you learn a few secrets about womanhood and being a lady, which is a nice thing. So today we want to discuss about womanhood in general. What does it entail? What does it mean? Is there a way you're supposed to see it and speak and all that? Because social media has come with a lot. Recently I was watching a video where someone is saying, you know, as a woman, you need to speak slowly as I'm doing it. That way you get the attention of people. And I'm thinking, really? Really? Is there a way I'm supposed to speak as a woman and all that? So we'll get to understand that by the end of today's episode. An interesting one, I must say. Prof, let's start with you. You know, is there a way you think a woman should behave or a woman should carry herself?
First and foremost, viewers, women are your mothers, they are your sisters, they are your siblings, they are your family members, they are, you know, when a woman is speaking, a man should be reasoning. This is more of a program for the men than it is for the women. Because many a times men would want to understand women so that they can know how to live or to coexist with them. And therefore, when you understand a woman, then you can coexist better. And so when we think about womanhood, it's about femininity. We are talking gender here. Yeah. Because when you are asked, can you tick? Are you female? Are you male? Or you don't know who you are.
Other.
Those others. And you tick, I am a woman. Then we are saying it's an aspect of gender. It's an aspect of your own sexuality. It's an aspect of your own humanness. It's an aspect of who you are as a person. Because in terms of gender, you happen to be a woman, you don't happen to be a man. So that's why I said it's an aspect of femininity. Yes.
Okay. I like how you started that this is more for the men than for the women, because they always say women are complicated, it's hard to understand a woman. So this is like giving them the password to understanding women, you know.
And because a mom is here,
and
a daughter is here, a young woman is here, they will.
They will. Okay. Let's look at, you've mentioned that this is about femininity. And I want us to start off by talking about women who, how can I put it not to offend anyone? Women who are not more, you know, feminine in the way they speak, in the way they dress. You'd find someone who prefers suits and ties to dresses and skirts. And that doesn't mean they're not a woman, and that doesn't make them not attracted to men, but that's just how they want it. You know, that's what makes them comfortable. Is there something wrong with this woman, or is that's just their way of living? They're still as feminine as any other woman.
Well, in the first place, we know that one can be born with features that are more masculine than they are feminine, that you're looking like a man in your face structure, or even in your leg structure, or even in your hands, not a making of your own, not something that you asked for,
Yeah.
because that's more genetics, that's more biological than it is other aspects of gender and femininity. And therefore, for that kind of a person who is looking more male than female, we need to really help her to be able to look at herself and to see herself as a female and to appreciate her being physical that is different from the average woman. Because when we talk about nominal, this is the norm. This is how many women look like. But now we are having a person who is away from the norm.
Yeah.
And when you are away from the norm, society can be very crude to you. Because you don't belong to the normal population of women. You belong now to the more extreme side of the women. And in social constructs, in the way we define and we explain situations, communities and societies can be very unfair. Because what does that girl do whose physicality is like that of a male? What does she do?
Yeah.
There isn't much that she can do. Indeed, society should come and tell her, you look physically like a man, but you're all woman and you need to be happy with you.
Yeah.
You know, because it is not a disability. It's a difference, but it's not a disability. The other thing would be when a child and a young woman has an orientation that tends to make her appear more manly than she is more womanly. This may be the way she talks. Because you can talk like a man where women, just like you said in the beginning, they are told to talk slowly, moderately, and deliberately. But this one is just talking as it is, you know, and people are saying, you know what, are you a man? How would you be talking in the way you are talking? So the way one expresses herself, it can feel like you're more manly than you are womanly. The way one dresses, that just like you said, you're dressing in trousers and therefore you're being labeled a man. Or even that you don't put ornaments. You're plain. And that's the way you like yourself. You don't have earrings, no lipstick, no nothing. The hair is cut. You're looking manly and boyish, and people are looking at you and saying, wow, this one is a boy. This one is a man. And they're not kind. The people don't have very kind words to difference. People have kind words to normality.
If I'm getting you right, Prof, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but then matters to do, I go back to how you had said this is a gender issue, you know, then does it mean that matters to do with womanhood basically is whether you were born a woman? All these other characteristics, in a way they define you, but in a way they also don't.
In a way they define you, in a way they don't. Because you see, a child is born innocent. We say tabula rasa. You know, the mind does not have anything until it is given something. And behavior is not given much unless, okay, there is behavior that is more genetical to do with the child. But there is behavior that is more socialized in a child than it is genetical within a child. Okay? And so this is something that the child is learning as the child is growing, and a child is getting orientated. A Maasai child will grow with different experiences from maybe a Coastarian child who is born within a family along the coast province. region, because the behaviors are different, the orientation is different, the way interpretations are done culturally are different, and therefore this child is going to appear to behave in a particular way that is going to be more womanly, or maybe in between, or more manly, and therefore you're going to be defined in that way.
Yes.
So in response to your question, I would say that people get socialized in particular ways.
Okay.
Like for example, when a girl is told, your brother now is grown, there are clothes that he has outgrown, start wearing them.
Yeah, yeah.
So this girl, who introduced that to this girl? The mom or the siblings are the ones who have introduced the wearing as a man to this girl. And that indeed can disturb the girl later.
Okay.
Because when the society judges you and says, you are more manly than you are womanly, she starts doubting herself. So you are setting an individual in a situation, they will start now doubting who they are, they will start having confusion and a lot of conflictual thoughts inside their minds, that maybe I was not meant to be a woman, I was meant to be a man.
Wow. But that is all tied up on how they were brought up.
Yes, and the things that they were treated
they were,
to.
Yeah, and they were exposed to.
Yeah.
So then parents should be very conscious, you know, in bringing up their kids, having in mind that my kid is male, my kid is female, you know. Does that mean that, you know, then you deal with them differently in terms of, you know, what you train, how you train them in different issues or areas, how you speak to them? Does that mean that there is a difference?
Yeah, there is a difference. And sometimes there is a confusion. Because if this child is intersex, like having the two organs together, that means that the parent does not know how to define this child. Do I call this child Mary or do I call this child John? You see, the child has the two in terms of the organs, and therefore it becomes very confusing. But again, that's a very small margin, a very small percentage of the population, and therefore many a times when parents have received their young one after delivery, they will be sure this is a boy or this is a boy. Now, from then on, you are the one who is going to socialize this child. I have written a book on effective parenting, parenting in the 21st century. And in that book, when I'm coming to the last chapter, I'm talking about mainstreaming femininity and masculinity in a child. And that mainstreaming, the masculinity and femininity, comes sometimes with a name. That you are called a particular name from your community faith goes with you are a woman, you are a man. Or even dressing, or even the toys that you're going to be buying for your child. Or even the things, the activities that you're made to do, maybe cooking chai, cooking tea, cooking food, and a boy being told, go outside there and cut the grass. You know? And again, because the boy is more masculine in the sense of even physical strength. So because of that physical strength, they are going to be given activities and duties and laws that are more to do with the physical body. And women are going to be given, and girls are going to be given activities to do with relationships, take care of the child, or how to take care of people, cook for children and all that. And therefore the difference start coming with all those things that are happening around a child. And even affirming you are a girl and you're a very beautiful girl.
Yeah.
You will grow up to become a woman with a difference. The words that are said to a child. But again, it can be said in the reverse. You are a girl who has turned out to be a boy. You have to decide whether you want to be a boy or you want to be a girl. But they are too young to decide for themselves. It is the adults who have to say, you tend to behave that way, but you are a girl, but these kind of behaviors are going to put you in line with other people who are now going to be either molesting you when you go to Form 1 or being bullied and being called in a particular way. You may want to look into that so that you don't endanger yourself in your lifespan.
Okay. Matters to do with, gender equality. Here there can be a very huge debate, because then Prof, you've said socialize a kid according to their gender. If it's a girl, teach them how to take care of maybe guests when they come to the house, how to ensure that the house is neat and all that. I follow different people on social media, and there's this particular person who is really open about how they're bringing up their child, and they'd say how they even allow the male child to play with dolls, because that doesn't mean that dolls are only for girls. They allow the girl child to go out and do somersault and play like a boy. Being brought up or be told, you don't climb a tree, you're a boy. But then for this one, they allow them to do everything. If it's the boy, to wash the utensils and all that. And Prof, first of all, is there an issue with that? Especially allowing the boy to play with the doll and do things that society has termed them as girl stuff. Will that then have an effect on them growing up to a point where they question their identity when it comes to matters gender?
Faith, I've been thinking again and again that we need a ministry for family matters in this country, so that it can help us to be able to take care of parenting and take care of marriage issues and family issues, and be intentional about it, even when it comes to research, that we can be able to do enough studies to help us to be able to inform parents, because people are ready to hear, to inform parents on how to parent adequately. And I must say that when it comes to that, I am not only saying that, I'm saying the parents need to help a child to define herself or himself, so that there is no confusion. Because again, you are living within communities, and communities, there is how they would want to see things, and you need to fit in. So you need to help a child to be defined from a general view and from a specific view. General in the sense that a female child can even do better in technical subjects and really excel in them, meaning that they need an orientation in that, things more technical. And a boy child also needs to learn how to be gentle, and learn how to empathize, and learn how to be gracious and affectionate to others. When a boy is brought up as boy and boorish, when they get into the marriage relationship, they fail. Because they were not given an orientation where they can be tender, they can be loving, and they can be affectionate. When they are given the toys, then they are going to learn that, because they are going to take care of the toys very nicely. We need to give an orientation to children and develop abilities and capacities within them that are going to make them to be able to survive in a real world. Whether that is the world of peers and friends and community, or the world of a marriage and family, or the world of work, or the world of politics, whatever world that one is, we need to bear in our own minds that we are giving an orientation to this child so that this child can be able to excel in all those sectors, in all those worlds, and they will feel equipped and not deficient to be able to thrive in all those segments. So then when we are talking about a girl, she needs to have an orientation where she can actually excel in the world of work, providing leadership, providing management. Where does she get that? Because our greatest and very precious skills come from the family. Many a times they don't come from school. We may forget what we learned in school, but what we saw practically and what was done practically is what we carry along with us.
Okay. We have gone so much into parenting and all that, and that's okay. And I want to ask this question before we go into other matters. We have parents in the 21st century who are bringing up their kids as, I believe it's non-binary, like they don't define them as male or female, because they say once the child is of age, then they'll be able to decide whether they want to be identified as a male or female. What's your thought on that?
I think we go with the natural. A child has been born as male. A child has been born as female. Just like this is a beanstalk.
Yeah.
For this beanstalk or this seed that is a bean to grow healthy and to be able to give us the harvest, then we need to take care of it differently from how we take care of the maize seed. So there is always a difference. And that difference needs to be nurtured because it's natural.
Okay.
Because what children feel right alone, because we receive those kind of cases in therapy, is they feel they were failed by their parents. You didn't help me to define myself and to see myself as a woman. You didn't help me to define me and to see myself as a man. I am going to be married to a woman who is going to be demanding of me, not to be binary, not to be general, but to be a man she can respect. So what kind of a world were you bringing me up to excel in? So I think it's about setting children to fail in life.
Okay.
Or setting children to mental health complications. Because what is natural needs to be nurtured in that way. A woman is not a man. You have a genitalia. You clean it differently from the way a man cleans their own genitalia. Therefore, there is no time that we are not going to nurture difference. We are going to nurture difference, and we are going to nurture commonalities, and that's going to be okay. And so as a parent, you need to be intentional and ask yourself, is this a commonality which is common to all, or is this a specific that we need to nurture as specific? Yes.
Kwa hivyo in short, tuache hiyo maneno, please.
I think they need to be trained. Yeah, they need to be trained.
Okay.
So that they can understand what they are doing to their children. You actually sympathize with the child.
Yeah.
Because the parent has completed her work in nurturing these children in the way they have done it. But the person to suffer is the child.
Wow, that's deep. And I like that we've delved into parenting, even though that was not the purpose and plan. But I think I really like it because then it has opened us up to see how parenting plays a key role in terms of defining the child or helping the child define themselves, you know, and also understand their identity when we talk about matters gender. Yeah, so we're taking a very short break. Keep it right here, because when we come back, definitely we must answer the question, what do women want? A very tough question. So keep it right here. We'll be back in a few.
Yeah.
Pay for your tithes and offerings, PAP, using Family Bank's USSD solution for church collection, Kanisa PAP. All you have to do is register and pay. To register, dial code *325 *5 hash. Accept the terms and conditions. Enter your first and second name. Then your church's 4-digit code and church name. Confirm your registration and you're ready to contribute. To contribute, dial *325 *5 hash. Select your type of offering. Enter the amount you want to contribute. Once done, confirm the amount. You'll get an M-Pesa PIN prompt. Enter your PIN and you're done. You will receive an SMS confirmation from Family Bank. Isn't that easy? Try Kanisa Pap today.
Tumaini Institute of Management Studies, licensed by TVET, is a college that specializes in credit management, offering certified credit professional, CCP, and other CASNEB courses. Certificates and diploma in credit management by TVET CDSEC. Other courses offered are sales and marketing by NEC, computer packages, other IT-related studies like graphic designs, video editing, and many more. We are located at Coffee Plaza 6th floor in Nairobi, opposite Easy Coach bus station along Haile Selassie. For more information, contact us through 0704 147 682 or 0722 681 114. Email us info@tumainiinstitute.ac.ke. All right, welcome back and thank you so much for keeping it right here. Keep interacting with us on our socials. Facebook and YouTube is CAC TV Kenya. Share the link of this live program so that as many people are able to tune in and get the wisdom that you're getting on here tonight as I am discussing matters womanhood with Prof. Catherine Gashuda. Prof, let's talk about now how should a woman be? Here you are, the first part we dwelled so much on parenting, which is key and important, and I'm glad we had a look at that. Now we assume that you're an adult, you're a woman. How should you be? Is there a one shoe fits all? Is there a certain way you should appear physically, a certain way you should walk, a certain way you should talk? Tell us.
Right. In the first place, I would say that what do women desire? Women desire to be humanized and to be feminized. That you are a human being existing out here.
Yeah.
What human beings do, you do. But you're also a woman. You are a human being who is a woman.
A woman. Yeah.
And so what women folk love, then you would want to also be part and parcel of that. And women, one thing that I love about women is how beautiful they can come, how elegant they can come.
Yeah.
And you look at them and you really admire them. And women love nurturing that beauty. Whether it's that inner beauty or it's that outer beauty, where a woman is not nurturing the inner beauty and it's only nurturing the outer beauty, the fact that you're not nurturing the inner beauty has a way of screaming out that you're taking care of my sister out rather than my sister in.
Yeah.
And you need to balance the two.
Yeah.
Balance the sister in and the sister out. It's going to be good. And people think that women are very complicated, but women are very simple and to the point. They're just who they are.
Okay.
They're just who they are. Feminine and wanting to be loved and wanting to be taken care of sometimes. But they also know how to care.
Yeah.
But when they get into a marriage relationship, they are saying, I will care, but I also want to be
cared for.
I need affection, I need protection, I need security. I need you to do these things for me. Not because I can't, but in relationship to you, I need that.
Yeah.
And women love to be told they are beautiful.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
they're nice. See, Faith, you're beautiful.
That's true.
And you're very smart.
Yeah.
Women love that. Women love verbal encouragement, verbal validation. They love that. They feel encouraged. They feel enhanced. They feel they are important. But women can be different. Women can be different in the sense that one woman would love a certain way and another woman would love another way.
Yeah.
You'd love putting foundation and putting lipstick and taking care of yourself. Another woman would want to be just that.
Yeah.
And they are good and they look nice, but that's them. So we wouldn't again put women in a basket and say, this is how women want to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if
They
you,
come as different as they are.
as they are.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are married, learn your woman. You know, do not say, this my wife is not like so and so. You know, learn her, because they come as different as they are, you've just mentioned. But one thing for sure is they like to be cared for. They like to be told nice things. As you said, tell her, you look good today, and see her glow up. Even if she's done nothing, you know, even if she's she's just dressed normally as she does, no new hairstyle, but just tell her you look good, and she glow ups at once.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Here is something then I want us to look at. As much as you've mentioned, Prof, that every woman is different, you know, which I do agree with, but there are those general behaviors or characters that we say define women in general. For example, you'd visit a friend and you'd find the house untidy, and you'd say, kwani hii nyumba haina mwanamke, you know, or the woman of this house is sleeping, because then we assume, please, it is the role of the woman to ensure things look nice. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, you remember I said that naturally, even without saying, women want to be humanized and humanized, or feminized.
Yes, yes.
So that you can have the two. And it's beautiful to be a woman. It's beautiful to sit in the skin of a woman. And I imagine it's beautiful to sit in the skin of a man.
Of a man as well.
As well. And so when you are a woman, there are those natural tendencies that you need to sit in and be comfortable and celebrate them. Like, for example, women in order. Okay? And women in nurturance. Even when a woman holds you, you feel the tenderness of a woman and you feel good. I imagine the no tenderness of a man when a man is holding a woman is good enough. But you're talking about the tenderness of a woman when a woman is holding the son's hand and saying, son, walk this journey of life. You are the man that God would want you to be. You know? That woman, she is an encourager. She is a peacemaker. It comes very naturally in the package of a woman that she would want to see harmony. You know, when there is no harmony, she feels like she has a headache and like she's strained and stressed and she doesn't know how to handle these matters. And so she would want to see harmony, and she would want to instill that peace and tranquility. Kaeni chini, mukule mukiwa pamoja. You're children of the same mother. What is making you to fight? So she would want to maybe dad can say, fight a little, I see whether you, when you're beaten out there,
Yeah.
you're going to be beaten. But mom is not going to say that. Mom is going to say, don't fight. So they go for peace, they go for love, they go for affection, they go for organization. Women are homemakers.
Yes.
Yeah. They would want to see things in different places, and they are well organized. And even when they change within a pattern. They change within an organized pattern, and yeah, they love to see that.
Yeah.
It is in their own DNA. Because there are those, like for example, when you tell a woman, what is the direction of Kikuyu? You can be told another direction. Because it's not in a woman's DNA to explain directions very well.
Yeah.
But a man will give you the specifics of a direction until you know you've been.
Yes.
And even when we are asking a direction, even when you are confused, you don't go asking a woman, what is the direction of Kikuyu? You go and ask a man, what's
You
the
look for a
direction of
man.
Kikuyu?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the same way we are saying, when it comes to home order, who do you come to ask? You ask a woman. Because she's the one who has the DNA of how to make orderliness to work for the family.
Yeah.
How to work or to make organization to work for the family. It is in her DNA. It is so ingrained within her. It's her second nature.
Yeah.
Just like it is second nature for a man to take a hammer and go and correct an error, maybe in a fence. That's them, and that is their orientation. So the orientation also of a woman gravitates them towards a particular direction of care. She is Mother Earth. She cares for everyone who comes to her. She brings her cross. She brings them close to her and would want to take care of them. So the nature of a woman is very different from the nature of a man. That is why when we are nurturing them, we nurture them in their very nature. We nurture them with their DNA.
It's natural.
It is.
Yeah. Wow. There's something you had mentioned that I wanted to really insist on, and I think the last point has stuck with me. When I remember, I will put it across. But when we talk about womanhood, there's something that is very contentious, something that, comes very natural to your mind. When you talk about a woman, we see submission. And people have really argued about that point on what submission really is. So today, as we talk about womanhood and just what is natural about being a woman, let's touch on submission kidogo. When we talk about a woman being, or rather submitting naturally to a man, what does that mean? What does submission actually mean?
Right. Defined from a religious context. Like when we look at submission in Ephesians 5, and the Bible is talking about Christ being the head of the church, as a man is the head, and a woman then should submit to a spouse, just like the church will do the same to Christ. It is natural that a woman will submit. If you put men even in a field and women together, and you say, you come here, all of you, you will find men looking at you, not moving, because their nature is not to be told and you start moving. But women will come and ask, what did you tell us to do? So in the very nature of a woman, she is obedient and she is loyal and she submits. But again, we need to look at other aspects that make women to be different when it comes to submission. You may be brought up in a situation where you've always been told do, a very authoritarian parent, until you learn to say no.
Okay.
There is no time that you're able to say yes. Take that girl, when she grows up to a marriage, she will say no, and she will not see. She's not logical, she's very subjective. It's about her experience. It's not about the real world and dealing with the real world. So she says no, because her environment taught her to be rebellious. So I would say that socialization can make you to become a certain way.
Okay.
A certain way where you're not able to submit because you're not helped to appreciate the nobility of submission.
Yeah.
The nobility of submission of a woman. And submission does not mean you don't know your rights. Indeed, Christ says that that reference of the scripture says that then a man needs to love a woman
Yeah.
as Christ loved the church. You submit because you are loved. And the reason as to why women submit very naturally is because they are loved. If you don't love a woman, she's not going to submit. It is not going to be natural for her
Yeah.
to submit. She'll do it today, tomorrow, and then the third day she's saying, not in this environment. Not in an environment where I am harassed, not in an environment where I am made an object, an equipment in the house, rather than a human being.
Yeah.
Why am I not owning property together with my spouse? Why am I not allowed to make decisions myself? He makes all the decisions. I'm not supposed to be making decisions. Even a follower has a voice. So when the woman is denied her voice, she's not going to be submissive. She will not.
Wow. So you said submission does not mean you do not know your rights. So then submission does not mean you to persevere torture, to persevere, what is the word, violence, to persevere being disrespected. That is not submission. That
It
then
isn't.
would call it something else, but not submission. So let's not use the word submission to show that a woman should withstand anything, because then you're not allowed to speak back, or you're not allowed to, you know, say when something is not right. You know, that does not define submission.
It doesn't. And I think, Faith, we need to review our cultural beliefs about women, or our social beliefs about women, because it can be very stigmatizing, because there are stereotypes about women that do not accurately define who a woman is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because when we say that women as the weaker sex, what is the element that is weak in a woman?
Yeah.
Are we talking about strength?
Yeah.
But a woman can also be very strong emotionally. Yeah?
Yeah.
So then we can say there are things that men are weak in, there are things that women are weak in,
Yes.
there are things that men are strong in, there are things that men are very...
Women are strong in.
Yes. And therefore, the label of a weak sex should not be placed on
I agree.
anyone.
I
It should not be put on a woman. It should not be put on a man.
Yeah.
It is completely unfair to do that. And therefore, when we talk about a woman staying in a violent situation, I would say the woman lacks self-awareness. Women who know themselves will say, you know what? I am going to take care of you, but I need love, and I need care, and I need protection, and I need privilege.
Yeah.
Because I am in a privileged position. I need to be talked to in a way that respects me and honors me, because I am your woman.
Yes.
You don't do those things to your woman, and you don't talk like that to your woman. You don't, because you're dishonoring what you have loved.
Wow. That's deep. It needs time to sink in. When you do that, you are dishonoring what you love. Oh, I like how that has gone. Prof, you mentioned that women are not complicated. Why then they can't answer the simple question of where do you want to eat today, or what do you want to eat? Oh, please, why can't women answer that question if they are not complicated? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we have said once, twice, that orientation is good and dangerous. You are oriented where you don't say things specifically. Do you want to have sex? I'm not very sure.
I see it. Okay.
I'm not very sure. Do you want me to take you out this evening? I am not very sure. You're not very sure because you've not been given a voice of your own.
Yes. Okay.
And where you have not been given a voice of your own, where you know you need a voice of your own, start exercising that voice. Talk about yourself. Say what you want in situations. We know women who are very vocal, maybe extremely vocal. Again, we talked about the norm, the nominal, and the extreme.
Yeah.
Maybe they are to the extreme aggression. When a woman is aggressive, she doesn't look beautiful. She doesn't look beautiful, naturally beautiful. Because when women are exercising their loyalty, dignified loyalty, informed loyalty, they look very present.
Yeah.
You want to hug them, you want to hold them, you want to love them because they are doing that which is within their womanhood.
Yeah.
But when a woman becomes aggressive, she frightens the whole world.
Yeah.
She frightens the whole world because that's not her nature. It is her socialization that was very rough that gave her that. We can't blame her.
Yeah. That is such a revelation, honestly. That is such a revelation because for me, I used to think, and people make fun of this on social media all the time. And there's someone who was saying, if someone holds a gun to your head and says, I'll shoot you, if your girlfriend doesn't know what they want to eat, I'll be dead. You know, and we laugh it off because most times you'll ask a girl, what do you want to eat? And like, maybe chapati or ugali or what do you want? So then they ask the guy, what do you want? And I'd wonder why is it that women are termed as complicated, because most of the times they never know what they really want. And it now makes sense. It's because of socialization, because we are told, you know what, always let the man make the decision, or let the man make the first move. Let the man decide where he'll take you out and all that. And that's what we have been taught to accept, and that's how I've been taught to behave. And I had not seen it that way myself, Prof. And I'd say, wow, thank you for that and for putting out that straight. And it's about time we indeed, you know, work on our voices, as you've mentioned, because we do have a voice. Yeah, so learn how to articulate well what you want or what you desire in places where you feel like, you know what, I need to be heard. Don't sit back and say, if I say this, they'll say I'm not a woman, you know. Yeah, so thank you for that. As we come to a conclusion, let's talk about our own experiences as women. Prof, I believe you have experienced a lot, you know. Tell us about how the journey has been. Of course, you mentioned that you love being in the skin of a woman, you know, meaning that given another chance, if God was to create you and ask you, do you want to be a man or a woman? You'd say, I still want to be a woman.
Yeah. Like growing up in Gatanga, Murang'a, as a second born, a girl, and ahead of me there was a boy, and therefore I knew that I needed to be the girl. I needed to make sure that all the others are fed and they are taken care of, and that the house is clean. When the visitors are coming, the house needs to be clean. It doesn't matter what kind of a house, but it needs to be
clean.
Needs to be clean, spotless, clean.
Yeah.
And my father loved me, I think, extremely. My father loved me, and so celebrated me and celebrated my femininity. And I think I loved it when my father celebrated my femininity, because then I could see myself as a woman, and I also could see myself with the talents that I can bring out here.
Okay.
And that is why I said that we need to nurture humanness or personhood, and we need to nurture femininity or womanhood, so that I saw myself as a woman, but I also saw myself as a person. yeah, a person who can make a difference beyond being a woman. And I saw myself beyond being a woman, making exploits and doing things that are not only womanly, but they are humanly.
Okay.
And yeah, and so being a woman, I decided to get married. And at 27 years, I got married to one Gilbert Gashuda. And again, being a woman, I couldn't have children. And so the challenge of you're a woman, you're not giving birth when you need to give birth was quite something for me. And because again, I had my own complications, double uterus, double cervix, I don't know what doubles. I think the experience of having my spouse walk to doctors with me and listen with me, what my challenges were, they became small.
Okay.
And because of that, I became so empathic with women who struggle with a condition that is different from the normal. Because that was when I was a young woman and I have gotten married, and here I am, different. And you have to nurture your difference as a woman. You may be a woman who is different, it becomes difficult. And so eventually getting children and being the mother, and I have seen my spouse taking care in some situations where I am not there. And we always told ourselves, you cannot go outside the country. We cannot go, both of us, but one of us can do. So that one is left, the other one is out. And the one left is the one to take care of the children. So in that respect, I knew that I can grow, I can develop, irrespective of being a woman. And I have never seen my spouse being challenged by my growth and development. I have seen him promoting my growth and development as a man, and sometimes me feeling, no, I don't want to do that. And he's saying, by the way, you can do it. By the way, you will do it. And so that nurturance, I even get challenged whether I support him as much as he supports me. And that I pick to be gentleness in him, and the femininity that is loved by his mother on him, so that he can nurture others. And so me being a woman is something that I cannot change with anything else. I think I'm complete, I am whole, I have enjoyed every aspect of being a woman. And yeah, I think it's something that I would want to exercise much more. The beauty of being a woman in her natural skin, doing the things that she knows best and the ones that are natural to her, and also doing the things that are human for her to do, and extending herself for others in that way.
Wow. That's beautiful.
What
that's
about
beautiful. You? Oh, that's really beautiful. For me, I think my journey is still continuing since I'm young, if I might say so myself. However, I've had a lot of unlearning and learning, because, you know, being brought up is, we are taught that a woman does not speak. You know, a woman sits pretty and looks good, which of course, this is a good side of that, because you always ensure you look good, you look presentable, everything's clean and nice. But I'm also learning that a woman has a voice, and submission is not withstanding everything bad and good. You speak it up and you speak it out, you know. And having all these new things that I have learned about womanhood, that you can be a woman and strong, because growing up we have been told strength is for men. You do not want to look too manly, you do not want the society to term you as masculine, but knowing that you can be a woman and strong, you can be a woman and speak up, is something I'd say that is making me look forward to experience now every other thing about womanhood, to experience being a wife and to experience being a mother, you know, and to also have an impact in bringing up children is something that I'm so looking forward to, because now I have this new, would I say, new look of what womanhood really should entail, and which I see is really beautiful, you know. Yeah, I think that's for me what I am so excited about, that you do not have to sit and wait for your man to come 3 days later and you do not question. I had a problem with that. I was like, hey, how? You know, but knowing that she can be a woman and say, no, I don't like how you abandon us. That is something I'm really looking forward to. Also teaching other girls about my age mates and younger than me as well. And to see that womanhood is beautiful. Yeah, because growing up, I knew that being a man is superior. And I really wanted to be a man, because I was like, then I want to be admired by everyone, and I wanted to be viewed as the strong one. But all these things that I'm learning and unlearning, and knowing that a man showing emotion is okay, is making me feel happy to be a woman as well. And to know that there are special things that we hold that men can't experience, like pregnancy and childbirth and all that, is something beautiful. Yeah, and this has become a very emotional episode. But I'm glad we've gotten to talk about this.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that this is out there for people to watch. Maybe as we come to a conclusion before I wrap up the program, is there something you'd like to say?
I would want to echo what you have said, that women can be strong. But it's important for a woman to balance strength with gentleness, because they come out very well and they make this woman to be very appealing. But again, we are defined by society, and that can be limiting. Allow yourself to come out and allow yourself to become all that God wanted you to become.
Yeah. Allow yourself to be all that God wants you to become. Beautiful. Thank you so much for today's episode. I really love this one, if I might be biased, but I'm glad to have you today, Prof, and I'm glad that you shared with us all the wisdom that you have and experience as well. And to you, dear viewer, thank you so much for tuning in. Interact with us on Facebook and YouTube is CAC TV Kenya. This is Transforming Families. My name is Faith Kaulu. Till next time, goodbye.